a junior guard, Michaela Hamilton. Number 12, a sophomore guard, Nina McGee. Number 13, a junior guard, Hayden Marin. Number 22, a junior guard, Sabrina Bell. Number 24, a sophomore forward, Jesse Gonzalez. The assistant coaches are Joshua Burkett and Caroline Went. Head coach of the Celts, Jay Cross, St. Thomas Celts. And now, for the Schreiner University Mountaineers. Number 5, the junior forward, Andrea Salazar. Number 14, a sophomore guard, Amara Miles. Number 15, a senior forward, Danny Lara. Number 22, a sophomore guard, Alyssa Peralta. Number 24, a senior guard, Jocelyn Hernandez. The assistant coach is Corey Buchanan. Head coach of the Mountaineers, Stacy. Your officials are Michael Ortiz, Laura Dominguez.
Hello again, basketball fans, and welcome back to CalGuard Gym, live on Tiger Network, where it is time for Game 2 of the SCAC Championships between the Schreiner Mountaineers and the St. Thomas Celts. It is time for tip-off in the Alamo City. Jesse Gonzalez gets the tip, but it goes to Schreiner, and it'll belong to the Mountaineers, but right away, a turnover as Schreiner struggled to keep it on one side of the court. And that's an inauspicious way to start, but should be a good one between the Celts and the Mountaineers. Once again, I'm Brian Yanselson, joined by Reed Rosales. Reed, thanks for joining me after class.
It's good to be here. It's going to be a good game today. I can feel it.
We saw Game 1 go to TLU over Dallas, and now these Celts, with the first possession of the game, miss their shot from mid-range, and the rebound goes to Schreiner. And these are two teams that want to run, so get used to it. Demaria Miles, no good on the first three. Rebound fought for and won by Miles. And now Schreiner will set up offensively with Eliza Peralta, who joins Andrea Salazar, Demaria Miles, Gabby Ibarra, and Jocelyn Hernandez as the starting five for Schreiner. Here is Salazar taking it to the left and finishing for two.
Yeah, great series there by Schreiner, getting the first points of the game. They're going to get going fast.
And here you see the patented Schreiner press. They full court press the entire game just about, and then they hop into a zone that gives offenses all sorts of trouble. It is why Schreiner enters today at 16-9 and 12-4 in conference play. A drive by Sabrina Bell will lead to a foul, and she'll step to the line for two. Bell joining Jesse Gonzalez, Hayden Morin, Nia McGee, and Michaela Hamilton as the starting five for St. Thomas. Got to catch our breath. This is going to be a fast one, Reed.
Yeah, it really is. And St. Thomas, they're the low seed in the tournament. They want to make a statement here in the first round.
That's absolutely right. Schreiner, the number 3 seed. St. Thomas, the number 6 seed. That one rolls off the rim for Bell. Coach Jay Cross of St. Thomas admitting they didn't really expect to be here, and they feel absolutely blessed to have made it in that 6th seed. It wasn't looking like they were going to get in, as Bell misses on both free throws, so the 2-point advantage remains for Schreiner. But the Celts back their way into the tournament late in the year. After starting 2-6, they won 4 of their last 6, and here they are in San Antonio. A 3-pointer attempt is drained by Jocelyn Hernandez. And we warned you, they are going to shoot it, and they're going to shoot it often. They lead the conference, shooting nearly 34% from beyond the arc. Good enough for 21st best in the nation. So watch out for the Mountaineers, and they barely get it across the press here, do the Celts. It'll be a swing pass down low. Gonzalez intercepted by Peralta, 2-on-1. Behind the back pass, and the layup is good. Hello, Schreiner. Nice to see you.
Yeah, what a great series by Schreiner there. They're getting up to a 7-point run. starting off in the game.
You can see Coach Stacy Stevens saying hands up for her defense. And they always keep them up there. Trying to evaluate here is Hamilton. Loses the handle of it there, does McGee, and the tie-up will be a jump ball that stays with St. Thomas. But wow, it did not take long for us to see exactly what this game will be like. Quick tempo. You will not be able to blink for a second.
Yeah, it's going to be a marathon, and what's going to decide this game is who has the better depth and can keep up longer with the pace.
Schreiner has defeated St. Thomas twice this season, but they weren't blowouts by any means, both in double digits, but an 11-point and a 14-point victory. St. Thomas trying to flip the script here, has to put it up, 1 second left. 3 nearly bounces in, but Miles grabs the board, and here go the Mountaineers. Pass a little high, gathered there by St. Thomas. Poppy newly into the game, joining the starting unit. It'll be a 3 from McGee. Bounces off the glass and in. A much-needed 3 for St. Thomas to take a breath.
Yeah, and they didn't give up. You know, you go down on a 7-0 run. They came back. They shot a 3. They got it. The momentum is going to sway to their side now.
Miles thought about it from the top of the key. Instead, she'll be fouled. A little reach-in grab there. Call goes against number 5, Michaela Hamilton. And it is so good to see Michaela Hamilton on the court for St. Thomas. She missed 11 games this year due to a back injury, but she has started the last 2, appeared in the last 4. And in talking with Coach Cross, they are just thrilled to have her back. And she helps defensively here force a travel to give it back to the Celts. But Michaela Hamilton, a senior leader on this team, Reed, one of the biggest keys if they're going to win today.
Yeah, and you can see it right here, right now. She's going to make her presence known in this game.
Celts break the press. It is Morin with some open court and then stripped from behind. Peralta now has a couple of Mountaineers running with her. She has it herself, drops it off behind her. It'll be the mid-range look and good for Andrea Salazar. Offense clicking for Schreiner early on.
Yeah, they've been perfect with their shots so far.
And here's a steal and 1 coming for Demaria Miles. The press working to perfection, and Schreiner gets into double digits quickly.
Foul number 12, that's her first, team foul number 2.
Substitutions on the way and a timeout. I think there we go. There's the update. Took a second for them to put the 11 on the board, but that will be double digits for Schreiner. An 8-point lead and an early timeout with 6:20 to go. Schreiner looking to make an impact in this tournament, and if this start is any indication, I think they certainly could.
Yeah, and I'm already out of breath, and we're only 4 minutes into the game. This game's been bang, bang, bang.
It's what these teams do, and it's especially what Schreiner does. 73 points a game, that's 3rd best in the nation, and they like to run because of their head coach, Stacy Stevens, in her 2nd year as head coach. And then you look at the other side, you have Jay Cross of St. Thomas. And we have to set this up from the very beginning, Reed, because this is truly an incredible coaching matchup we have. 2 former WNBA players leading their teams today for St. Thomas and Schreiner.
What are the chances?
It just goes to show the talent that is within the SCAC, the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference. Stacy Stevens and Jay Cross not only both playing in the WNBA, but they played together with the Detroit Shock in 2004. And if you were down with them before this game started, you would never know that a big-time winner-go-home game was about to happen because they were laughing together, they were having a grand old time, and they said they're best friends. They really love spending time with each other, although when the game starts, they do want to beat each other, for sure.
Yeah, the perfect teammate relationship. Want to make each other better, but when we play against each other, I'm going to take you down.
And right now, it is Coach Stevens who has to love what she is seeing. The Mountaineers are 5 of 6 from the floor. And so much of it always starts with Demaria Miles. Bounces home that free throw. She leads the conference with 17 points a game, so look for her early and often. Celts nearly caught in the backcourt, but they get it past the timeline, and now McGee directing traffic. Bounces it over to Ellis. But look at the defense. Peralta all over them. Bell gets a good look, but it won't go with her left-handed layup. Miles out of the scrum with it. And here comes Peralta leading the charge the other way. Slows it down just a bit, setting up a double screen opportunity. And the screen then too hard, delivered by Peralta off of her pass. We'll give it back to St. Thomas.
Maybe the opportunity St. Thomas needs to get the offense going a little bit.
That replay showed a clear little shove as she delivered the screen. So good call by the official. St. Thomas still looking for some work offensively. Just one made basket. That was a McGee three. They're trying to swing the ball around. It'll be a mid-range look. Won't go for Ellis. Board offensively is Bell, and she finishes. A good look for Sabria Bell, the junior from Rocheron, Texas. Foul called quickly the other way, though. Bell is going to be called for it.
And if you're St. Thomas there, to fight through that and get that bucket, that's pretty big. It shows that they're not going to give up in this game. But if they want to keep up, they can't give Schreiner these free chances like this at the charity stripe.
It'll be Madison Parham, the first year from New Braunfels, Texas. You heard us say New Braunfels a couple of times in the first game. It's that first free throw short. But this is not a unicorn. This is a Cougar, a New Braunfels Canyon Cougar, making her first appearance in a conference tournament. You can see the concentration, and it helps her knock down the second. A 13-5 lead for Schreiner with 5 minutes gone by. Nearly a travel by Ellis. Instead, Bell had a chance if she could corral the pass, but she couldn't. Make it another turnover for St. Thomas. That is 5. Peralta flings it to Parham, but before she can get the shot off, it is a travel.
Yeah, St. Thomas, some mistakes, but Schreiner is giving them opportunities to make the most of Schreiner's mistakes.
But I think we are seeing with clear, convincing fashion why Peralta is at the top of the SCAC in assists, nearly 5 a game. She can get it just about anywhere, and here her defense fighting for the ball. It ends up with Bell. And St. Thomas scrambling, and there is Peralta. She can steal a few as well, takes a tumble, but earns a foul for the Mountaineers. She is everywhere. Here comes some substitutions for Schreiner. Jocelyn Hernandez checking back in, as does Sky Thomas for the first time. Meanwhile, Coach Cross having a conversation with Raven Ellis on the sideline. Here is Thomas, loses the dribble. Parham inside, going to her early, can't finish, and the board won by St. Thomas, and then a foul. Coach Stevens did not love that development. She thought Parham was fouled there, and she did seem to take quite a bit of contact. Here you have all 5 Celts in the backcourt. You see how hard they have to work to just get it across. They have 3 seconds to do so. They do, just barely. Now Ellis has it, gets it back to Michaela Hamilton. But before you look up, half the shot clock's already gone. They'll keep it, though, with 12 seconds after that tip pass.
Yeah, and St. Thomas, they're not down by a lot right now. They've kind of stopped Schreiner's big momentum push at the beginning. So if they can get points here, they can really start to shift the winds in their favor.
Hamilton trying to make something happen. Gets it to McGee. She's doubled. Now down low is Bell. Foot on the line, says the referee. Sabria Bell has been a clear focus for St. Thomas offensively, trying to get her the ball, and there's some reason why they should do that. She has scored in double digits 7 of the last 11 games, really stepping up. But right now, just like the entire Celts offense, not making a ton work. They will force another turnover. So that is 6 turnovers for Schreiner. They forced 7, but turned it over 6 times. So it's been kind of a sloppy first quarter for both teams, Reed.
Yeah, and you really see it in the score right now. Schreiner, they start off 5 for 6 in shots, and now they haven't taken a shot in almost 3 minutes.
You can't score if you don't shoot. That simple. St. Thomas trying to get down the court, get to Ellis. Bell here loses the dribble and doesn't have much help until Hamilton bails her out. Here goes Michaela Hamilton through contact. Won't go for her. Nearly loses it there. Able to get it to Salazar. Now right back to Murray. Newly in there, the first year from Katy, Texas. Finds a more experienced senior, and Hernandez fouled as she tried to dribble around the wing.
Foul number 22, Sabrina Bell, second. Foul number 5.
Neither team has scored in the last 2 minutes. So it was a fast and furious start to this one, but maybe the nerves settling in a little bit. Both teams anxious to make noise in the SCAC championships as Hernandez misses that first free throw. Schreiner, very used to being in the tournament. St. Thomas, not so much. In fact, this is the first time ever the women's team has appeared in the SCAC tournament. After transitioning from NAIA to Division III, they had to sit out their first year, even though they had a fantastic start to their SCAC experience. And then they haven't made it the last 2 seasons, so Coach Cross excited to get them this opportunity. And Ellis will be fouled around the Tiger to keep the possession with St. Thomas. It's certainly exciting to see St. Thomas making their debut in this conference championship.
Yeah, it's always good to see new teams get into the tournament. And right now, St. Thomas, they got their work cut out for them in their opener here. Schreiner's already in the bonus.
If you're wondering just how good that start was in their first year, they went 20-5. But since they were just transitioning down to D3, they could not compete. And so they've had to wait. And not many people have waited more than Michaela Hamilton. But that time it was Raven Ellis, the sophomore, who gets 2. And the deficit's 7. Trying to make it 10 is Schreiner, but the missed 3 board offensively allows Hernandez to put up the 3, and it is drained.
Yeah, Hernandez just left completely alone. Open 3, she'll drain that every time.
Not necessarily every time, but it can get close. 40% from distance. Trying to get a couple in a row there is Ellis. Can't drop it down. And Schreiner looking to extend their lead. Already in double digits, 17-7. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Peralta working around some screening. Thomas swings it to Hernandez now in the corner. Right back to Thomas. Nice step around the defender, but she couldn't finish. And St. Thomas trying to push it ahead. Ellis loses it. And the frustration beginning to mount for St. Thomas as Peralta pushes ahead all alone. Misses with the layup. Michaela Hamilton calling for help. Now wiping it off, it'll be Poppy. In the wing, the 3 rattles out. Top of the key, Peralta decides to drive, kicks it to Thomas, pump fakes. Hamilton all over her, now draws 2. Schreiner moving it around, shot clock down to 4. No problem for the shot and the board. 3 opportunities now, and make it a couple of free throws. So even when it's not going in for Schreiner, they are fighting to live another life.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest parts of basketball. Give yourself a second chance. And Schreiner, they're pretty good at doing that.
That's 4 offensive rebounds already for the Mountaineers. First free throw is good for Thomas, so you combine a 46% percentage from the field with those 4 offensive rebounds. Doesn't leave much room for St. Thomas to operate, and that's why they're stuck at 7. Strong free throw there is no good. So the shot clock and game clock right around the same. We'll see if St. Thomas can hang on to it for the final shot. Hamilton goes much quicker than that. Ball tipped away, and it'll go to Schreiner. So not what they wanted to draw up there with 20 seconds to go. Salazar strong to the bucket. Can't get it to go. St. Thomas has 6 seconds to get it across the court. Do they see it? Raven Ellis will be the one to put it up. Well short, and the buzzer sounds. Schreiner 18 to St. Thomas's 7 as the number 3 seed, making a statement early against the number 6 Celts. You'll see some highlights on your screen as the break comes from the court, but we won't take a break here because there's just so much to talk about, isn't there, Reed? 12 teams, 10 games across 3 days. Could we ask for anything more?
No, we couldn't. And with how talented the SCAC is, especially this year more than any, I mean, it's just amazing basketball.
For Schreiner, it continues to be a remarkable turnaround under Coach Stevens, becoming really a powerhouse in the conference, but to become a real powerhouse in the SCAC, they will have to beat Colorado College and Trinity, something that they have not done all year. But they have beaten every other team in the tournament. So it's been a real case of, if you look at the standings, teams have beaten the teams below them, but they've struggled to beat the teams above them, and that's why it's stayed pretty still, and that's the story for St. Thomas as well. Only 1 win against a fellow tournament team here, but they took care of business against the 3 teams that weren't able to qualify.
Yeah, and St. Thomas, they needed a little help. They didn't control their own destiny. A Southwestern loss last week and here at Trinity got them into the tournament.
And it's funny because I remember exactly on January 29th, I was watching St. Thomas against Southwestern women's basketball. I was in the baseball dugout over here at Trinity, and I was just keeping such a close eye because Trinity had just played St. Thomas and was keeping an eye on what Coach Cross and her team were doing, and they won on 2 free throws from Hayden Morin with 2 seconds left to seal that victory. And little did they know at that time that that win would get them the tiebreaker over Southwestern, who is not in this tournament because of those free throws. And here, a steal. Can she finish? Of course she can. That's Raven Ellis with a quick 2 to cut it to single digits. But you never know, Reed. A free throw here or there could change an entire season, and it certainly did for St. Thomas.
Yeah, and St. Thomas here, Schreiner really had control of that first quarter. We'll see if St. Thomas can change that this quarter.
3 rattles out, but another offensive board will give it a 3 to Peralta. That one is strong. Board collected by Raven Ellis. This time she goes up strong. And the Celts trying to put a couple possessions together here. Poppy finds Ellis near the free throw line. Going up against a lot of size there in Parham. And Parham eventually wins that matchup. Miles pump fakes, gives it to Parham at the charity stripe, now kicks it to Hernandez, over to Peralta, right back to Hernandez, the ball movement to Miles, off to the right on that 3, but you don't want to give Miles many open looks like that. Hamilton, a big pass over to Poppy, she pops from 3, knocks it down. Tatum Poppy, the freshman from Vanderbilt, Texas, pulls St. Thomas to within 6.
Yeah, and St. Thomas, they're cutting into that lead of the Mountaineers.
Miles will try it from distance. That one is good for Demaria Miles. She doesn't miss many. Leads the conference, 6th in the country with a 43% rate from distance. That one sails over the rim for McGee. And if this turns into a three-point shooting contest, that is something that certainly sways in favor of the maroon and white from Kerrville. Here comes Miles again. Swings it over to Hernandez. It'll be Peralta cutting across in the lane. The runner bounces in.
And Schreiner, they're starting to crawl back into the lead again, slowly but surely widening the gap between them and the Celts.
And McGee right now looks frustrated. That's 2 straight turnovers, this time a travel. And you get a good look at Coach Stacy Stevens there in the background. High fives Jocelyn Hernandez heading to the bench. These Mountaineers never stay still. And getting to the rim with ease there is Gabby Ibarra, the 5th-year senior from right here in San Antonio, and you may have heard the cheers. East Central High School in the house. Lots of friends and family to support her. Here goes another 3 from Poppy. Short this time. Rebound collected by Parham, and here come the Mountaineers. Miles has 2 defenders to beat, and she's rejected by Ellis. But right back to Peralta on the bad pass. It'll be a step into the lane. Contact will send Tiana Murray to the line.
And if you're St. Thomas, this is the last thing you want to do, is give the Mountaineers a trip to the charity stripe. You're already down by double digits. You need to cut them off from scoring.
You've got Tiana Murray at the line, the first year. Can't get that one to clank home. Murray, someone who is feeling quite good about herself to end the year, coming off a career-high 9 points against Southwestern. That second free throw, no good, though, for Murray. But she gets right back on defense, as does Miles and Peralta there. But too close for comfort, says the official. Foul goes against Schreiner. Mountaineers up 13 on the Celts. Ellis in the heart of the zone. Has Morin open for 3. She lets it go. Can't splash it home. And Miles tips out the rebound to Peralta, who struggles to hold on to it. Now on the court, and a timeout called by Stacy Stevens. Heads up play there to save a possession. Up 13 with 6:07 to go. A timeout on the floor. Schreiner up 13. Reed, what has stood out to you so far about a game that started frantically but has slowed down a little bit, still in favor of Schreiner?
It's been how much control Schreiner has been in this game. It's never felt like Schreiner has been very threatened by St. Thomas. They've been good offensively. They've been rejecting St. Thomas defensively. St. Thomas scoring drought of 2 minutes. Schreiner 7-0 run right now. It's been coming up all Mountaineers.
And it's looking very similar to that January 20th matchup in which Schreiner won 60-44. In that matchup, Schreiner holding St. Thomas to just 44 points. That is the lowest they have held any opponent all year. And so they had a record 24 steals to help in that effort. And this is just a defense that has given St. Thomas issues all season long.
Yeah. And Schreiner, they're the Mountaineers, and to Center Mountain, you take it one step at a time, and they're doing it very methodically right here, right now.
These Mountaineers coming down from Kerrville, just about an hour outside of San Antonio, and they're looking to change their fortunes. They have lost 6 consecutive opening games of conference tournaments. That includes last year. They lost to the host Austin College. Even though Schreiner was the higher seed, they were upset by the Kangaroos. And so it's been a while since Schreiner can claim an SCAC win. looking to do so in Calgary Gym today. Out of the timeout, Peralta has it in her hands. Murray, top of the key. As the ball movement reigning supreme, a strong drive, earning the foul there by Salazar. And so the play drawn up by Stevens earns a couple of free throws.
Foul number 2, is first. Team foul number 2. The line for 2 shots is Andrea Salazar.
Salazar already with 4 points on the day. The junior from Rockdale, Texas, connects on her first free throw. With that 5th point, she's right at her season average of 5. But this is someone who has started in every single game that she has appeared in, 24 of them. Short on the free throw. And the board trying to be chased down by Murray, but she's out of bounds, so it'll go to St. Thomas. Hamilton leaps up to catch it. Now Ellis gets it across the Tiger, but she has it ripped away by Peralta. Nearly 3 steals a game for Peralta. She is a pest, and she is ruining St. Thomas's offense right now. Miles in the paint finds Peralta. Over to Murray, has room for 3. Count it!
And these mistakes by the Celts are leading to points for the Mountaineers. 12 turnovers for the Celts right now. Schreiner has really been victimizing the Celt offense.
Calling for it desperately, and you see why. Able to finish is Jessie Gonzalez. Snuck past the Schreiner press and gets an easy 2. The lead, all in all, just 9 for Schreiner, despite these turnovers from St. Thomas. 4:50 to go in the first half. Peralta. The pass intercepted for the moment and then taken right back. It'll be Salazar again to the charity stripe. Sky Thomas coming in for the Mountaineers. First free throw good for Schreiner. And the scoreboard a little behind on the last couple of possessions, so it felt like a bigger advantage than that scoreboard showed for a second, so I apologize for that. But it is 31-14 now for Schreiner, and I think they're just playing a little too fast for everyone to keep up with because they put points on the board in a hurry.
Yeah, and when you have a fast-paced offense like that, it makes the opposing defenses very tired because they got to keep up with you.
From the corner, Thomas, too strong. But then look at the effort that Murray forces Hamilton to exert just to get it across, and it forces the steal and then a collision that'll be called against Peralta. She has a smile as she gets up slowly. But we'll get a look at the replay. These are two teams that are not afraid to head to the hardwood. And right now, the 50-50 ball is being won by Schreiner on a 13-2 run. Gonzalez was trying to post up down low. Instead, it's McGee going right, rejected by Salazar. And here comes Schreiner. Thomas over 2 defenders, can't get it to go, but the putback is there for Ibarra. Ellis spots up, banks it home. Ball tipped by Ellis, and here's a 2-on-1 for St. Thomas. Ellis to Hamilton, completes the bucket.
And if you're St. Thomas, you need to generate more turnovers like that, get more points on the board, catch up to Schreiner.
And more than anything, easy looks, because nothing tends to come easy against this Schreiner defense. So when you can get out and run like that, it could go a long way. And now a travel forced by St. Thomas as they try to head into the locker room feeling good. They're down 15, but 4 in a row has cut it down from 19. Coach Stacy Stevens saying, to what will it take to beat St. Thomas the third time? Well, 3 times the effort, 3 times the dedication, 3 times everything. That's what it takes to beat a team 3 times. It is so hard to do. Gonzalez has room down low, the patience, but then the block. Alvarado getting a piece of it. And you can see why sometimes when the press looks broken, it is not necessarily, and it was actually Hernandez on the second effort who got a piece of that. So a great job by the San Antonio native. Going to work right now is Salazar. Might as well put up some real estate at the free throw line. She is getting comfortable there.
Foul number 24, Jesse Gonzalez is second. Team foul number 4. It will be 2 shots for Andrea Salazar.
Free throw number 5 of the quarter alone is short for Salazar, but a 6th coming up. 14 free throw attempts for Schreiner to just 2 for St. Thomas. Also a big part of this first half. After that second one goes through, Audrey Hernandez will check in, trying to provide a spark just like she did just about a month ago. A career-high 15 points against these very Schreiner Mountaineers, but she can't get the ball to her as Thomas jumps in front of it. Now she'll nearly put up the 3, instead drives. Can't get it to go, but an offensive board. Third opportunity coming up. Battle for it on the court will go to St. Thomas. But the Mountaineers are fighting hard to wipe the glass with those offensive boards. Hernandez overhead pass to McGee, and there's Salazar jumping into the fence there, going for the steal, whatever it takes. Gonzalez in the heart of the zone. Kicks it to Hamilton. Now Morin, top of the key. Her 3 to the right of the rim, and the board collected by Salazar. Just 2 for 7 from deep are the Celts. Mountaineers comfortable swinging it around. Here is Salazar, loses it, dives for it, and saves it, looking for help, but she'll be called for the travel from her back. So Salazar giving it her all, but couldn't get bailed out by a teammate.
Yeah, Salazar kind of been the center of attention for the Mountaineers. She's been doing everything, especially heading to the free throw line a lot.
Little delay here as the referee will look to mop the court after we've had several players on the hardwood. So you don't see this every day. The official making sure we are clean and ready to go.
Yeah. It's 2:56. Our usual student workers may be still in class. So sometimes the official got to get some elbow grease, go out there and do it themselves.
Now you have McGee helping out. As you can hear the squeaking inside CalGuard Gym, still not as full as we expect it to be when the Trinity Tigers are in the house. Today, it is 4 games without the host playing a part, but they will certainly be in full force tomorrow. The women's team and the men's team for Trinity earning a bye. But the winner of this game has the Colorado College Tigers waiting patiently to see who they will face. Gonzalez can't go left. Has it stripped away from behind as she went up. And just not much working for St. Thomas offensively. Over a minute remaining in the second quarter. Schreiner currently comfortably ahead. Here goes Salazar again, kicks it out. Thomas has it in the corner. And what's the call here?
3-second violation.
3-second violation. It's a little too comfortable with the ball there for Schreiner. Still, though, no points in the last 2.5 minutes for St. Thomas to keep that lead at 16 for Schreiner. Hamilton doubled at half court, and it's taken away by Thomas. She takes it herself and finishes this. The contributions coming from everywhere. Hamilton to Morin, a quick three from her off the front of the rim, fights for her own miss. Hamilton over to McGee, drops it off to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez will head to the line.
Foul number 2, Sky Thomas, that's her second. Foul number 3.
Jay Cross saying that Jessie Gonzalez is someone who has shown such consistent effort down low that it has earned her a spot in the starting lineup. You don't often see a game for St. Thomas without seeing Jessie Gonzalez right there front and center. Can't hit that first free throw, though. As Coach Cross says, you don't always need someone to score to be valuable. And that is what they see in Gonzalez. Here, though, does score a free throw to bring the deficit down to 17. Schreiner could get the last possession if they hold on to it. It's Murray here with the ball. Now Salazar, top of the key, over to Hernandez. Down below 10, Murray has room to work with. Banks it home. Buzzer sounds to the delight of the Schreiner Mountaineers. A 38-19 advantage, holding down the 6th seed to under 20 points. The defense for Schreiner just as good as advertised.
Yeah, and the Schreiner offense as well. 38 points in this first half. They've been in complete control of this game from start till the start of the half.
For St. Thomas, they'll look to recollect at the halftime break. Schreiner will try to keep it going. We've got about 15 minutes for the break, so go do whatever you need to do, but make sure you don't go anywhere for too long because we have more basketball after the half.
I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these two vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.
Welcome back to Tiger Network Game 2 of the Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference Championships. The Schreiner Mountaineers, the 3 seed in this tournament, up by 19 over St. Thomas, and they are looking to be penciled in on that graphic you see on your screen to face the Colorado College Tigers. They are 20 minutes away from doing so, but they are going to have to get past this St. Thomas team that is young. They are hungry and they are eager to get their first ever win in the conference tournament. Getting to ask both coaches, what do you consider your defining moment of the season? And two completely different answers, because Stacy Stevens of Schreiner saying a very specific date, a win over St. Mary's 66-62 back in December showed them that, hey, we just beat a Division II team. If we can beat them, we can beat just about anybody. And it really instilled confidence within the team moving forward. And on the other side, St. Thomas, Jake Cross telling me that there really hasn't been a defining moment, because it's been a season filled with adversity. It's been filled with injuries. It's been filled with COVID even on the team. But they have gotten through it all. And so it hasn't been one particular instance that she can say, oh, that defined our season or that changed our season. Instead, she's just been so proud of how her team has battled to be in this spot.
Yeah, and it makes a team like St. Thomas dangerous because they're battle-hardened. They're ready to go in and shock the world.
They're going to have to come back from down 19 if they want to shock the world. Getting going here, Sabraya Bell meets two defenders, so she has to adjust. Hamilton still with plenty of time to work. Gets it back to Bell. Over to McGee. Nice cut from her. Over to defenders. Can't get it to go, but the board by Bell, then stripped away by Salazar. Salazar, the star of that first half for Schreiner. Leads in points and leads in rebounds. 8 points for Salazar, 5 boards. And now that steal, but an empty possession for Schreiner with just a minute gone by here in the third quarter. Hamilton will pop up from 3, sees that it would be a miss, tried to get her own, but not even her teammate can chase it down. That was Poppy over there. We've got the same starting 5 for Schreiner. For St. Thomas, a little bit of a change, putting Poppy in there to start this second half. Peralta flashes in the middle of the zone, now carries it out. Swings it to Hernandez from 3, nothing but the bottom.
Yeah, great shot and good ball movement from the Mountaineers. Getting someone open and getting the shot in the bucket.
Offensive foul called on Sabraya Bell. And guess who it is again? Andrea Salazar doing just about everything for the Mountaineers as the lead climbs to 22 and the defense not backing down whatsoever. Peralta so active offensively, has that one swatted away by McGee, but it'll stay with Schreiner. We've seen a little bit of it from Peralta, and what Coach Stevens describes is she is just always going so fast that the only thing they really had to teach her is, hey, slow it down every now and then. Learn when to go full speed, learn when to back it down, and that'll make you an elite player. She has been pretty elite today, right here in the backcourt, forcing Hamilton to work for the cross court, and she does. But now forces her to lose the dribble, tips it away, but she's going to be called for a foul, which she cannot believe. So the foul goes against her, but I think an opportune time to say what Coach Stevens says about Peralta, and that's that in the best way possible for her team, she's just an annoying gnat. You want to shoo her away, but she never goes away. She's just always there, and look at her right on top of the ball handler, forcing all sorts of chaos. Mountaineers have their hands up, but they'll look at a 3 go up, and the board gathered by Ibarra. She has her Mountaineers headed the other way, going all the way to the hole. Won't fall for her. And the Celts get the rebound. Nearly court to court for Ibarra. But the score hanging on there at 41-19. Poppy taking it herself, will draw the foul.
Foul number 5, Andrea Salazar, that is her second.
Salazar called for her second foul. McGee getting ready to send it in. The pass. There's the annoying gnat of Peralta. She has open court ahead of her. Peralta, count it, and one.
What a great show of sportsmanship by Peralta. Absolutely beautiful athleticism.
That is her first. Team foul number 2.
It is so easy to get rattled in a situation like that, a defender chasing you from behind, but not much rattles Eliza Peralta, the sophomore from Laredo, Texas. Can't complete the three-point play, but still gives Schreiner a 24-point lead here with 7 to go in the third quarter. It is just so fun to watch these Mountaineers on defense. They are active throughout. Morin drives, and it's taken away. Here's a 2-on-1. Miles, Peralta, Miles. It is not good, but Ibarra's there for the putback, and the Mountaineers are having a field day, folks. 45-19, Schreiner in front. 6:46 to go, but it is all Kerrville, all maroon and white. And Coach Stevens with a smile on her face as she gets set to talk to her team. I only got to talk to her over the phone, so I didn't see her on Zoom or anything, and I had not gotten to meet her in person until just a couple of minutes before the game. And when I tell you I have not seen her without a smile, I have not seen her without a smile. Even before this stressful game got going, she was eating a gummy bear. And I said, is that your go-to snack? And she said, of course. You can't be mad when you're eating gummy bears. And so she eats them before the games. And she is having a heck of a time enjoying those gummy bears and enjoying her team right now.
Yeah, and there's not much to not enjoy from the Schreiner performance right now. They're firing on all cylinders. They're controlling the game still. And they're keeping St. Thomas just pinned to the floor right now.
It's been a problem for St. Thomas all year. You see 19 turnovers. In their games against Schreiner, they had 31 and 27 turnovers, and St. Thomas ranks dead last in the conference, turning the ball over nearly 23 times. In fact, that's not just last in the conference, but there's only about 23 teams in the entire country that turn the ball over more than St. Thomas. But Coach Cross says, you know, we've worked on it. It has improved, and you can see it in the stat sheet. They've turned the ball over fewer than 20 times now in 6 straight games to end the season. They only did that a total of 4 before that point. So it had been a definite turnaround. But right now, Schreiner forcing St. Thomas to revert to some old habits as they're nearly at that 20 mark in turnovers already. Here's a 3 from Hamilton. Off to the left. The rebound by Ibarra. Flying through, trying to force Murray to lose it. Now she does, but has some backup there in Hernandez. Now it slows down just a touch. Ibarra over to Miles. Cuts from the corner, and she'll draw the contact. You're forced to close out so quickly on Demaria Miles, and then it allows her to have some space to do just like that. Ibarra gets the inbounds, right back to Hernandez, who is cutting the corner, steps back with it, and finishes for 2. These are some pretty looking plays for the Mountaineers. 47-19. Hernandez will spot up from 3. That one bounces out. Salazar clears the board. That is 7 now for Salazar to go along with 8 points. Could we say we're on a double-double watch? We'll keep an eye on it. Murray to her left, had Miles, but couldn't get it to her in time. Now she collects it. Salazar in between 2, gets her own miss. Wild shot, though, with the putback. off-balance shot for Salazar. One of the few times she hasn't been collecting her space today. Salazar pokes it from behind. Bell able to get it. Now she goes right up against Salazar, and it'll be a blocking foul on number 5.
And we're going to have some foul watches here. Salazar, 3 personal fouls right now. Got to be careful.
Media timeout on the way as we are under 5 minutes to go. 4:58 to be exact in this third quarter. Schreiner 47, St. Thomas 19, and Coach Jay Cross will have to try to find some words to inspire her team. And she really believes in that thought of inspiration. I think back to a conversation, not the pregame conversations that we had that were scheduled, but it was an impromptu little conversation before their matchup against Trinity about a month ago. And she said she firmly believes that if you're going to be a coach one day, you have to study psychology. You have to understand what your players are thinking, why they're doing what they're doing, and it'll take some key words and some wise words right now to get her team back off what's become nearly a 30-point deficit here halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, and that's really smart. Psychology, the mental part of the game, it's played a bigger and bigger role as we go throughout the years of sports history. And psychology, it definitely helps with that.
It's something so many coaches from around the conference have said about Coach Cross, and that's if they ever need some wise words, if they ever need a little pep talk, they will give her a call. She has become such a staple in her 8th season at St. Thomas. A storied basketball career herself. She won a gold medal for Australia at the Oceania Games, helped qualify the team for the Olympics, but she was never able to play in the Olympics because she was pregnant. But says wearing the green and gold of Australia, one of the prouder moments of her life. Then got to continue her professional career in the WNBA, including right here in San Antonio for our Silver Stars, who are now the Las Vegas Aces. Sabraya Bell out of the timeout, rejected by the defender off the bench and now stripped away. The Mountaineers have 3 ahead of them with no one behind, except there comes a charging Amber Bourgeois newly into the game to keep it alive for St. Thomas. She came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so incredibly fast, and it shows that this St. Thomas team, they are not going to give up. They're not just going to lie down.
Here's Thomas to set it up. Miles and Murray. Ends up with Murray. Now it's with Miles over to Ibarra. Sharing the basketball here are the Mountaineers. Tipped away by Bourgeois there again. Gonna need some help to get it out of what will be the student section when Trinity is in the house. But right now, need the help of a great fan there to get it back into play. Into Murray here. Mountaineers will have to hurry. 5 on the clock. It'll be Thomas in between 3. Can't get it to roll in. Hamilton quickly outlets it to Hernandez. Now Ellis has to decide. Pulls up with the runner and knocks it down. Rave and Ellis finally back healthy for these Celts. Coach Cross so happy to have her back. She has scored double digits in 7 of her last 11. And the biggest reason, according to Coach Cross, is simply that she is healthy. She suffered an injury in Game 2 of this season that kept her out for what should have been 6 or 7 weeks. She came back a little bit early, rushed it just a tad, but it's just because of how badly she wanted to be in there. And her offense is showing up right now, leading St. Thomas with 8 points, also has 3 rebounds, but she does have 3 fouls. So like you said, Reed, something to keep an eye on as she is trying to help her teammate out, does, as she bails her out to receive the pass. Then the pass to Hernandez, but the 3 will not fall. Murray scatters out of there, charging ahead. Goes to her left, sails it over the rim. Hamilton has Murray all over her, and the official decides that's too much contact coming from Murray.
And you can see that this game's pace is picking up once again. We're starting to go up and down the court very fast.
Rebound number 4.
Ellis gets it into Bourgeois. Bourgeois short on the 3. Murray plays with so much speed, able to cut in. Now the three-pointer from Peralta bounces out. An offensive board and the finish for Madison Parham.
Basket by Madison Parham.
Sabraya Bell looking for help, finds Hernandez in the corner. Now Ellis back with it over to Hernandez. Her spot up is going to go down.
That's a three-pointer.
And now the two teams starting to trade blows.
Can St. Thomas put enough possessions together, though? It'll take stops and scores, and many of them at that, to build back from this 25-point deficit. But Hamilton certainly could help here. She gets the layup to go off the steal, and St. Thomas with a pair in a row. Michaela Hamilton has battled back from that back injury. And Coach Cross said it was devastating to see her not have action in this, her senior season. So beyond anything, she is just so happy she can be in this tournament. And her defense right now, shutting Schreiner down. The Mountaineers just won for their last 7, and they turn it over here to put St. Thomas within 23 with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. The Celts really looking to capture what they've gotten in these last couple of possessions heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and right now, the Celts have the momentum. Schreiner, that 3 from Schreiner, they ended a scoring drought that was nearly 3 minutes, 30 seconds long. And if you're St. Thomas, that's got to be inspiring, knowing that, hey, we can hold them for that long. All we need to do is get the offense together, put together a couple of scoring runs, and who knows? We could see St. Thomas on top by the end of it.
Hey, stranger things have certainly happened. You can never say never. Still a whole quarter of basketball to play and 1:50 in this third quarter. Coach Cross and St. Thomas felt like this could be a good matchup for them. Despite having lost twice to Schreiner, they thought this zone was more based on athleticism and speed rather than the size of Trinity and Colorado College, as an example. And so Coach Cross said if we could get in the right spots and move the ball around, we could break it. They've struggled so far, and here's another steal as Parham hands the ball off to number 11, Alvarado. So it hasn't worked as hoped for Coach Cross. But still a Celts team that will fight till the very end. There's Bourgeois, who ever since coming into this game has tipped 3 basketballs. The sophomore from Katy, Texas, wreaking havoc. Bourgeois didn't start today, but she had started 8 of her last 12 after just one of the first 10 games. So becoming a more trusted defender, and here St. Thomas will draw the charge. Schreiner's offense going a bit quiet here. Thankfully for them, they built quite the advantage to still be up 23. But Peralta will head to the bench to take a breather. That'll be the 3rd foul. Bourgeois over to Morin. Bell had some room in the paint, able to gather it and able to finish. Murray dribbling through all sorts of traffic, gets it to the corner. Hernandez now slows it down, and a travel going to be called on Alvarado.
Yeah, St. Thomas, 7-0 run right now, and Peralta, that's personal foul number 4, so Schreiner, they're going to have to use her more sparingly maybe.
Under a minute left. Morin overhead pass to Hernandez. Now she cuts inside, finds Ellis. Bourgeois will try the 3. Count it! Amber Bourgeois doing more than just wreaking havoc defensively, knocks down 3. And the lead is 18 for Schreiner as the Celts go to the floor, forcing a turnover here. And now who has it underneath it all? It'll be a jump ball that will belong to Schreiner. But look at the effort being exerted right now by St. Thomas. Fighting for every loose ball. That time it was Morin. If you didn't think this tournament meant something to these players, just take a look at that replay all alone and you'll see how much it does mean. Murray so quickly gets across the court, and then the finish for Sky Thomas. I don't know that I have seen a dribbler like Murray in quite some time, and then here a steal. They can get one more shot, but it's too late to count. It went in anyway, but it will not count. So the lead will be 20 for Schreiner heading into the fourth quarter, 51-31. Just 10 minutes away from booking a trip to the semifinals of the tournament.
Yeah, and Schreiner, they've shown that they can compete with the top teams. And for St. Thomas, it was a good run just at the end of that quarter there. Don't close your eyes just yet. St. Thomas, they've shown that they can hold this Schreiner offense down a little bit and that they can get an offensive run going themselves.
And with how quickly this game has gone, the runs could come in a hurry, so you're absolutely right. 20 points, not quite enough to feel comfortable if you're Schreiner, so still a lot to tune in for, and we'll be here for it all on Tiger Network. And continuing to talk about just how impressive this year has been for Schreiner. A 16-9 record, 12-4 in the conference. But it could have been even better. If you look at some of the close losses that they had, 4 of their 9 losses were by single digits, including 2 overtime losses and a 4-point loss to Hardin Simmons, who is currently ranked number 8 in the whole country, looking like the likely champion out of the American Southwest Conference. But at the end of the day, you look at this Schreiner team, and they have gone toe-to-toe with some of the best in this state.
Yeah, and Schreiner, they are so good. They have so much potential. They've taken Trinity to task a couple of times. And in this conference tournament, there are some tough teams. And Schreiner, they are looking to summit the great mountain that is the SCAC tournament.
They've never done it before. They're hoping 2023 is the magic year. First possession of the fourth quarter belongs to St. Thomas. Morin over to Ellis will try the 3. That goes down for Raven Ellis. Becomes the first Celt into double digits. Schreiner trying to respond. Salazar. A foul from behind will send her to the line.
Fouls at number 4, Raven Ellis. That is her 4th, team foul number 1. Line for 2 shots, Andrea Salazar.
She continues to tick closer to that potential double-double. Although she misses that first free throw, she's at 8 points and 8 rebounds. So she just needs 2 of each as the officials have a conversation here. Official taking a couple of Schreiner players to the other end of the court, and it looks like she wants some help showing where spots need to be cleaned up. So now the second time we've seen the officials clean up the court.
And while we're stopped here for a moment, Raven Ellis, 4 personal fouls now, 9 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. She'll be a crucial part for the St. Thomas offense if they want to come back.
And someone that really can't afford to sit out at this point, even with those 4 fouls. Might see her take a little bit of a breather, but with 9:32 to go and such a tough hill to climb, you have to believe Coach Cross will stick with her here. After the cleanup duty, Salazar will get her second free throw up and gets it down. Lead back up to 18 for the Mountaineers as their press gets set up. They've got 4 seconds to get it across. Sabraya Bell, they're able to receive it. Now the kick out to Ellis. Another 3 on the way. Not quite. A foul on the floor, though. Looks to keep it here with St. Thomas.
Foul number 2, Sky Thomas, her third.
Third foul on number 2, Sky Thomas.
Foul number 1.
Bell finds Morin over to Hernandez. The three from her pops out. Morin gets the offensive board, though, and here comes Bourgeois. Pass tipped. And then it hit Bell on the way out, so it'll belong to Schreiner. Having to play a pretty perfect fourth quarter if they want to come in, and that's not what they need offensively. And then Ellis, as I say that, hops up, intercepts it, and gets Morin a mid-range look. Ellis a bit slow to get up. We mentioned that injury kept her out earlier this year. Little hobbled as she works on the press. Schreiner gets past it. Now the drop down to Salazar. Can't get it to go off the glass. Hernandez rips it away. And here comes St. Thomas down 16 with 8.5. Morin just hit a mid-range look. Tries the three. Drains it.
Uh-oh. Watch out, folks. The Celts, they're clawing their way back.
And here's another turnover. Sabraya Bell 2-on-1. Ellis can't get it down. The block by number 11, Alvarado. The full court heave to Salazar. It goes for Schreiner. What a momentum swing for the Mountaineers. Schreiner may not have a football team quite yet, but they should give Kayla Alvarado a call. And then Salazar gets into double digits with the finish.
Yeah, and for Schreiner, those are big points because St. Thomas, they've been going on a couple of scoring runs. If you're Schreiner, you need to shut them down by scoring points of your own.
It could have been an 11-point deficit if St. Thomas could have finished that look in transition. They had the 2-on-1, but Alvarado swarmed in, got the rejection, and then sent it all the way across where Salazar was there to meet it. So instead of an 11-point deficit, it is 15, a 4-point swing, which this late in the ball game could be everything. Ball will stick around here with Schreiner after the missed free throw. Officials having another discussion before letting Hernandez bring it in. Now everyone's ready to go. Miles coming off the screen. Celts defending it well. Ibarra had room in the paint, but it was knocked away, and the official looking for help will keep it with Schreiner. We'll see what Schreiner draws up this time. Peralta backs it out with 15 on the shot clock. The Mountaineers in a near-perfect line, clearing out for Peralta, who now was going to look for Ibarra. Instead, it's Hernandez around the corner, and there is Ibarra. Gets it to Salazar, but before that, a travel by number 15.
And if you're St. Thomas here, you got to use this opportunity to get back on that offensive roll.
They've outscored Schreiner 8-3 in this fourth quarter. Here's Bourgeois. Draws the contact and will head to the line.
And that's all you can ask for. Get more opportunities to score. And St. Thomas, if they keep that up, they can make the comeback.
Bourgeois, just a sophomore on this incredibly young St. Thomas team. We talked about it all game long with Dallas and TLU. That one rattles out for Bourgeois, but it's a Celts team that was able to make it into this tournament, and this experience will only help them grow, and that's exactly what Coach Cross is hoping for. Says that either way, she hopes her team gains from this experience a little understanding of just how much it will take to get to the top of this conference. And the Schreiner Mountaineers certainly near that top. Peralta cutting in, gets it to Hernandez, who goes right over the defender, but it bounces out. There is Salazar, though. Now Peralta knocked away. Should note, though, that's another rebound for Salazar, so keep an eye on if she can get one more. Peralta all over Bourgeois, helped by Miles. Now McGee has to go around Peralta. Sabraya Bell, the mid-range, nothing but the bottom.
And sometimes just take the easy shot. You don't have to go for 3 every time.
Hernandez over to Salazar. She spots up, little short. Board goes to Ibarra, who has it knocked away as she went up. And then she'll be called for a foul. And the call actually going against Hernandez there on the swipe attempt. So Schreiner with 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes, nearly get one themselves. But their lead getting dangerously slim here with 6:40 to go. Just a 12-point advantage for Schreiner, who have led all game. And now another discussion between the officials. We've seen several of these. Obviously so important to get every call right in this winner-go-home setup. Not quite close enough to hear what they're talking about, but I'm sure they'll communicate it to us. And at the end of that discussion, the ball stays with St. Thomas. 28 seconds left on the shot clock, so the Celts have to be aware of that as they get it across half court. Sabraya Bell receives it, turns the corner, and there is Peralta from behind. It'll stay with St. Thomas, but Peralta, everywhere you turn, those 3 steals a game, and she is right there today. 3 steals for Peralta, who will check out. Dealing with those 4 fouls, so Stacey Stevens trying to keep her for the key moments, giving her a breather here.
Yeah, and St. Thomas, the big momentum swing is if you can cut this lead into single digits.
McGee, the floater, short, gets the board, right back up with it, once again bounces out. That could have been it. Instead, Schreiner going the other way. Hernandez, the full charge, can't reach that pass. And it'll head right back to the black and red. Have to say the Celts are getting significantly better at getting the ball across half court in this second half. A big reason for their improved offense. Will it be enough in these final 6 minutes? McGee, the 3. Get it to go! Nia McGee cuts it to single digits, and with under 6 to go, the Celts get a turnover. Here comes Hayden Morin, 3-on-1 off the foot of Ibarra to stop the fast break. But the Celts are storming back here in San Antonio.
Yeah, cut it down to single digits. They were down by 20. And now they're down by 9. It's been incredible.
Not just 20, 28 was the deficit. Schreiner looked to be running away with it, but now Hernandez, the 3, a little strong. The board goes to St. Thomas. They are within single digits. Hernandez receives the pass. Shot clock halfway done. She loses the dribble, and Miles kicks it once again.
And a big part of this is Schreiner, 6 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. It's given St. Thomas these opportunities to make this comeback.
Bourgeois has been a huge part of it, as has Bell, backing up in the post. Gets it to Hernandez in the corner. Her 3 off, and the board corralled by Schreiner. Peralta back in the game. Coach Stevens feeling that she absolutely needs her on the court to finish this off. Thomas uses the Ibarra screen here. Miles, haven't heard from her in a while from 3. She gets the floater, no good, and Bell gets the board. Drama continuing to build in Calgar Gym. McGee's pass over to Hernandez. Now Bell in the middle of the zone, takes the dribble in, will get the contact for 2 free throws. Coming up for Sabraya Bell as this turnaround continues to stun the fans in attendance.
Yeah, and Salazar, 4 fouls as well now. It's a lot of key Schreiner players that need to be very wary of not fouling anyone else.
So the lead with 4:42 to go as we head into this media timeout is down to 9. Schreiner 54, St. Thomas 45. And as a reminder, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast, the St. Thomas Celts have never participated in this SCAC championship. They had to wait out their transition to Division III, and they are looking to make some magic happen in this first round game. Meanwhile, Schreiner, it's been the same story for the last 6 years. They have not gotten out of this first round matchup in the tournament. They're trying to escape now to face Colorado College tomorrow. I don't think they thought it was going to be this close when they were up 28.
Yeah, neither did I. If we looked at the stats going beforehand, St. Thomas, they were shooting 25%, and then the 3-point 22%, and look at how much that's risen as of late. 37% field goal percentage, 30% from the 3. Schreiner, they still are doing better than St. Thomas, but they haven't been able to put the ball up that much. Scoring drought, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. If St. Thomas keeps wrangling these Celts, they may make the comeback that may be the highlight of the tournament.
With 6:03 to go in the third quarter, Schreiner led 47-19. Since then, a 26-7 run to get St. Thomas right back in this game, and they can continue to inch closer here if Sabraya Bell can knock down a pair. Here comes the first after the timeout, taking her time. Too strong on that one for Sabraya Bell, who Coach Cross says has really embraced the opportunities that she's gotten this year, has accepted that her job is first and foremost to be a good defender. Then it's about scoring, and she scores that second free throw to make it an 8-point advantage for Schreiner. Now St. Thomas going with a little bit of a full court press. Peralta gets past it. Now backs up and will reset her offense. Screen coming for Peralta, goes the other way. Now Thomas fouled with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Bourgeois puts her hands up, can't believe she let them out of a sticky situation there. And with 4:18 to go, we told you she wouldn't be gone for long. Raven Ellis back in the game for Bourgeois, who did a stellar job getting the Celts back in this game. Thomas, the ball handler, and she's going to be called for the carry. Raven Ellis all over her defensively. Black and red basketball. Ellis in the lane. That's good for number 4. And the lead is down to 6. Under 4 minutes in San Antonio. Demaria Miles has been kept quiet offensively. Just 8 points for the leading scorer in the conference. Who will the Mountaineers turn to here? Peralta throws it away. And St. Thomas takes over.
And these turnovers by Schreiner giving the Celts another chance.
It's officially real, folks. 3:35 to go. Schreiner up just 6. McGee prevents it from going out of bounds. Gets it to Morin. The fire over to Hernandez for 3. It goes!
Unbelievable. 1 possession game.
Miles will try to respond. Thought about the 3. Now backs it out. The Mountaineers in complete disarray. A 17-2 run by St. Thomas. Ellis guarding Miles, the leading scorer. Now the swing over to Peralta. Shot clock at single digits. She's trapped. It'll be Ibarra. 3 seconds left. She has to put it up. It won't go. That's a shot clock violation, and the Celts could tie it up with a 3.
Brian, this has been such an exciting game. It's unbelievable right now, the energy on the court of can St. Thomas do it?
Ellis gets it to Bell, who can't quite corral it. She had a lane if she could bring it down. Instead, a turnover. That'll be the 24th turnover for St. Thomas, but now Schreiner has 25 themselves. Peralta trying to calm her Mountaineers down. McGee defending. Peralta gets past her, puts it down, and one.
Big moment there for Schreiner to get points on the board. Peralta once again.
Third, fourth, team foul number 4, count the bucket to Elisa Peralta. Peralta, 1 shot.
Elisa Peralta, someone who so often looks to pass first. She has 5 assists today. In that situation, says, let me take care of it myself. A 3-point play to give her her 7th point of the afternoon, and the lead up to 6 now for Schreiner with 2:15 to go. Hernandez is there in the corner. She'll pop it again. She's fouled, and it nearly bounces home, but 3 free throws on the way for Audrey Hernandez.
And if that shot would have went in, this court would have absolutely exploded. But if you're St. Thomas, you have 2 minutes, 11 seconds left. It's plenty of time to get 6 points on the board.
Hernandez has 6 herself today, and she has not been shy shooting from beyond the arc. And I asked Coach Cross, what does Audrey Hernandez bring to your team? She didn't play much early in the year, but she had a career-high 15 against Schreiner. So what about that matchup was good for her? And she said, well, we've just been wanting her to use her skill set that we know she has to shoot more confidently. She cannot hesitate. And she has listened today. It hasn't always gone home. She's 2 for 8, but she has not stopped shooting. And she gets the first of 3 free throws to go here.
And to St. Thomas's benefit, they're in the bonus now. So Schreiner, every foul they commit, they're going to head up to the charity stripe.
Hernandez willing that one home. It was a little bit short, but it bounced in. 2 for 2 thus far, trying to make it a perfect 3. Hernandez gets it to go, and it's a 3-point game once again. Here's the press from St. Thomas, newly enacted in this 4th quarter. Hernandez has room as they break it, but now backs it out, and she loses the dribble, but Miles able to get back in the point position. The screen by Parham lets Thomas dribble free a little bit. Bell knocks it free for a moment. Thomas recovers. Hernandez spots up from 3. Short, the board. A battle on the floor. Jump ball, and it'll stay with Schreiner. Every single rebound, every single inch being fought for right now. A winner go home game. The winner trying to meet up with Colorado College. And it has been all energy in this 4th quarter, and it has been all St. Thomas climbing back into this one. Murray takes it herself, can't get it to go, and here comes St. Thomas. Morin has it tipped away for the moment, but she'll get it from the inbounds. 1:30 to go. Schreiner up 3.
And now every moment feeling like the big moment for St. Thomas. We'll see if they can either cut the deficit to 1, or I'm sure they'd like to cut the deficit to a tie.
St. Thomas has outscored Schreiner 23-6 in this 4th quarter. Morin over to Ellis. Ellis finds McGee. Ellis gets it right back. McGee doubled. Hernandez, Morin from the corner. Just a little strong, but Ellis gets the board. A minute left in San Antonio. Morin into Bell. She backs down her defender. Can't bank it home, and Parham clears the rebound. Under a minute now. Schreiner up 3 with the ball. Foul called from behind. Raven Ellis will be the guilty party, and that will be foul number 5. If everything is correct.
Foul number 4, Raven Ellis, that is her 4th.
They're saying that's the 4th foul, so there was a correction somewhere that we had not seen because she was already at 4 in our book. So luckily for St. Thomas, she'll get to stick around, but she does take a breather during this free throw trip for Schreiner. So conflicting reports here. The PA said that was foul number 4, but she shook the hand of the coach exiting, signaling that it might be foul number 5. So we're hoping to get some clarification here. I think that's the same thing the officials are doing. But for now, free throws coming for Schreiner, and the first one good for Demaria Miles.
And these free throws, very important since we're coming down so close to the wire.
And Miles, an 87% shooter from the line. She's exactly who Schreiner wants. At the line, she connects for 2, and Jay Cross will call a timeout. Schreiner 59, St. Thomas 54 with 49 seconds to go. A game that looked to be all Schreiner suddenly turning in to a photo finish.
Yeah, and if you're Schreiner, you want this win now more than ever, because after so many first-round exits from the SCAC tournament, if you lose here, that's just a big blow to morale.
Absolutely. We've mentioned those 6 losses in a row a couple of times now, but you have to go back all the way to February of 2016 to find Schreiner's last win in the SCAC tournament. That came against Centenary. That year was also the closest they have ever come to winning this championship, as they fell to Trinity in the championship. But it's a Schreiner Mountaineer program that is being built by Stacy Stevens in just her 2nd year, earning the number 3 seed, and having to fight a little bit harder than maybe they thought back in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and all credit and compliments to St. Thomas, as it's been incredible to watch them, especially in this 4th quarter, and they're not out of it yet. They're going to fight tooth and nail to get those 5 points on the board.
Coach Stevens said it. It will take 3 times more effort, 3 times more dedication, and 3 times more everything to beat St. Thomas a 3rd time. And the Celts were feeling good. They liked their chances. And the update given to us is that Raven Ellis did in fact foul out, so we were not wrong. We were right on top of it. Thank you, Reed.
No problem.
So Ellis fouled out, the leading scorer for St. Thomas, but they still got room to work with. Down 5, inbounding it here is McGee. Right back from Bell. Hernandez has been so key, has it knocked away. Miles all over Bell. McGee ends up with it. Hernandez has some room. Her 3 off the back of the rim. Bourgeois chases it down, and here comes another possession for the Celts. Schreiner flying to double everybody, and then the pass gets away from Sabraya Bell. The cheers coming from the Mountaineer faithful, as that was a massive defensive stop.
Yeah, just shoe shines it off of Bell, and if you're St. Thomas, there's no more shot clock.
What that means is they're going to have to foul if they want to get the ball back. Or they're just going to have to force a turnover. Thank you very much, say the Celts. Demaria Miles throws it away. And so basically scratch that. And St. Thomas still down 2 possessions, but they can get closer here. Coach Cross giving directions from the sideline. Says she loves this part of the game. She loves drawing up X's and O's. What does she draw up here? Bell driving, finds Hernandez. Clock continues to tick down. Morin does have a good look from 3. Doesn't go. The board by Thomas. The foul now called, and with 9 seconds to go, Schreiner up 5, about to shoot a pair.
Yeah, if you're St. Thomas, this is a really rough position. 9 seconds to go down the court, get a shot, and then you have to get the ball again and put another shot up. I don't envy their position.
They have put every ounce of what they have into this comeback, and you can just see might have been too little too late, but what a valiant effort it has been. Still alive, though, with Thomas missing that first free throw. The Celts have 2 timeouts, so it'll take a lot, but they've already shown they can do a lot. That one rolls out, and the timeout called on instant from Coach Cross. 8.4 to go, and she has her clipboard ready to draw something up.
Yeah. If you're St. Thomas, those missed free throws, you need to utilize that opportunity. Go down the court, cut in to the deficit you're in, and then Schreiner just showed right now that, hey, there's always a chance that St. Thomas could make the comeback here.
Schreiner has to be kicking themselves when they look at 12 missed free throws, 12 of 24, so even though they've gotten to the line with ease, they have not been able to convert. A big part of why St. Thomas has been able to make this a game in the fourth quarter. If you're just tuning in, this was a 28-point lead for Schreiner in the third quarter with 6 minutes to go. And then the St. Thomas Celts decided to say, we are here to make a statement. Cut it to within 3 at one point, but ever since then, Schreiner been able to keep that outstretched hand just far enough. Now there's 8.4 to go. Hernandez, the floater 3, short, the rebound by Parham, and the foul with 3.3 to go might just do it.
Yep, Brian, and we'll see. These free throws could definitely just completely ice the game.
Bell leaves the game with 7 points.
Sabraya Bell, the 5th foul, has to check out after a tremendous showing and a tremendous season for her. Still just a junior, so she'll be coming back. Had 7 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist today. She shakes the hands of her teammates now. And what a sweet moment this must be for the New Braunfels native. Just a first year here, Madison Parham from Canyon High School gets to try to help her team ice the game. First free throw goes home. And the Schreiner fans in attendance, lots to cheer about. Just 3 seconds away from a trip to the semifinals. Parham knocks down the second. The lead is 7, and that'll do it. Say it ain't so. The Schreiner Mountaineers are headed to the semifinals. They hold off a tremendous comeback from the St. Thomas Celts to win this one by 7, and they are headed to a matchup with Colorado College.
Yeah, and great performance by the Mountaineers, but all compliments to St. Thomas. They played excellently in that second half, and they'll remember this moment, and they'll remember it when they try to come back here next year.
Congratulations to the 3 seniors on St. Thomas's roster, Michaela Hamilton, Hayden Morin, and Alexia Castillo. I know they have been a big part of building this program for Coach Cross, and this has meant everything to them. But now their season and their careers are coming to an end. Meanwhile, for Schreiner, you see it on your screen. Colorado College on deck. That'll be tomorrow afternoon inside CalGuard Gym and on Tiger Network. 2 games down, 2 to go on this Friday afternoon in San Antonio. For Reed Rosales, I'm Brian Jenselson. Stick around because at 5 p.m., the men's side of the tournament kicks off.
I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these two vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.